It looks like a power sander. Cleaning up the rough edges, cleaning up our rough edges. What are the things that we know that we are doing that are not quite working? They're close. We have the idea, we have the concept, we have made improvements. We have maybe put certain boundaries in place, set up certain frameworks. But if we don't smooth those edges of our construction project here, woodworking project, then we could get a splinter. This is daily intentional effort. It's only a 1 or 2 small adjustments each day, but we need to check in. Was that better? Did I not consider this other variable coming in? Great. Okay, tomorrow, instead of freaking out or getting upset or discouraged and saying, this is useless, I have new information. And tomorrow, I'm going to sand this other section. What's there is great. We just need to sand it down so we can see that. I'm just getting this. It's like 6 times. So that makes sense. If it's 7 days, so it's between each of them, we're doing a little bit of refining. We are reinforcing. Is it work on ourselves or relationships if we don't go? Oh, yes. Yeah. It's not specific to work as in job. Good clarification. It's about, we're putting the work in, we're putting the energy into this, but the framework can be about anything. It's what in my life, what structures, what routines do I have in my life? What boundaries? So the boundaries could be in relationships. It could be a relationship with yourself. What are boundaries that you are setting for yourself? Are you not adhering to them? So this is in any area of life. So this is kept very broad intentionally. And this is also, Bev, a really great point. Let's say today and tomorrow, when you're reflecting on your day, what if you're saying, what's the thing that didn't work today? It has to do with a job. And then Wednesday, it has to do with a relationship. And then Thursday, it has to do with fitness and health. It could be different every day, and that is totally okay. We're not boxing ourselves in. So if it didn't work for you, it means it's something that didn't serve you. It didn't help your goals. It didn't help to make sure you're living a healthy, balanced life. It didn't work for you today versus like, oh, it didn't work. Because if you just say, oh, well, it didn't work, then it could just be you complaining of like, oh, this person was rude. Or like, this bill came in. That has nothing to do with what didn't work for you. So that's like the qualifier in the language. This is a funny pick. This is very funny. So we have new moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. Reasons why this is funny. Number 1, new moon cards are about beginnings. We're talking about making some adjustments. Let's do this. Let's do that. We're trying things. We are experimenting. We are trusting the process that by the end of the week, the framework will be refined as it should be. It will work out as it is meant to be, that we will grow and improve through the process. That is Virgo energy. Virgo is trying to perfect refinement, saying, hey, you have a framework, you have structure. Virgo loves that. Let's make it better. This is this whole activity is Virgo coded. So if you are an earth sign in any capacity or have any Virgo placements, this definitely is your cup of tea. I am as well. So what was the other thing? About perfectionism. Virgo is often associated with the low vibrational side, is way too much in the department of perfectionist tendencies. That's why don't be discouraged was in all caps. We're not trying to be perfect every day. We're just looking, we're taking inventory. What did not work for me today? What did not help serve? Virgo, very service-oriented mindset. What did not serve me and my growth? And I'm going to make that one adjustment. I'm going to make it small. I'm going to make it simple so I don't get overwhelmed and try to fix everything. I don't need to fix everything. I'm just going to change one thing for tomorrow. Trust all will be well. This does give off the vibe of being a potentially very useful mantra for people during this week. Something to the effect of, I trust the process. I trust that it will all work out. I trust that all will be well. Something like that, if that will help encourage you to just keep going. And keep going doesn't mean that we're trudging through and then it's like, oh my God. We're taking one step. We're taking one step each day, and we're just moving it forward a little bit. It's just like zipping. It looks like somebody doing like the water skiing or jet skiing or whatever. The one where they're sitting down, whichever one. Not that they're on skis, but the one where they're... Somebody knows the name for it, I'm sure. But I just keep getting, it's like they're zipping, zip, 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 zip. It's like really quick movement. We're here, we're there, we're here, we're there, we're moving. We can't teleport. So when we go from here to there, when we are zipping around, it does, the word that's coming in is a disruption, but it's a displacement. Things are displaced. Our sudden appearance versus our sudden absence is felt. There is an impact. The narrative that's coming in is as if somebody is coming to us and telling us, you're never around, or you're always busy. Like it feels like we're having a feedback loop of something going on. It's being brought to our attention that if we just keep zipping around like this, we're not realizing what we're leaving in our wake or what that's doing to other people, and it's being brought to the forefront so we can start being more cognizant of it. We got another Virgo card. Reading number 2. Last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. Oh, okay. I'm getting to not talk about this and view that, like, put a pin in this. This is like a placeholder for the conversation that it will make more sense when I put the other ones together. I already do think this partially makes sense, but to the detriment of our circles or those individual relationships, the dynamics, how things are playing out, the connections that we have. I'm just seeing it like it's disintegrating. It's not sustainable. Like, we think we're fine because there's nothing wrong with the jet ski or whatever the thing is called. There's nothing wrong with it. It's functioning properly. We're going here, we're going there. So we think we're fine, but it's like we've been in a bubble. Like we're not paying attention, enough layers outside of ourselves and the things that we're doing to really grasp what's going on. Could be anywhere from 1 to 3 cases of this happening, depending on the person, depending on their level of awareness. Oh yeah, I was talking about something about being grounded. New moon in Taurus. We are 3 for 3 with Earth sign cards this week. Know your worth. Wow, okay. I can't wait to dig into this. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. All right, so I already mentioned for the first reading what new moons are. They're beginning energy. I've already talked about what earth signs are, but to talk specifically about Taurus, Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It says you know your worth because it is Venus ruled, which includes money, includes values. Taurus is very comfort oriented. It wants to move slow. It wants to be very, very intentional. So for this pairing, we have Virgo, which is I want to improve myself and what's going on around me and make things better and make things organized and efficient, timely. And Taurus is like, let's enjoy, let's luxuriate, let's just chill, be comfortable, engage our senses, and let's value what's important. And for a Taurus, what's important is those comforts, the materialism, food. To get comfortable in reforming, especially when it comes to where and how we have caused discomfort. Again, we were on our little jet ski. We were fine, or so we thought. But what's going on with everybody else isn't necessarily fine. And so it will feel uncomfortable for us to actually pay attention to that and have to face it and think about it. And then we have to remind ourselves that our time is valuable. And so if we are knowing our worth, this is so interesting. Instead of zip, 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 let me go here and there, let's stop. Let's pause. Let's slow down. Let's luxuriate. Let's linger in each of those checkpoints, in each of those stops. Let's linger. It's the word that keeps coming in longer so that we can contribute more, so we can understand more. Great, we could improve more. We want to do that anyway. We can catch the details. If we're going too fast, we're going to miss the value of the relationships, the value of our contributions, and we're going to miss the crucial details to make things better. Reading number 1, we had our power sander. Main word of the week is we are refining. We're refining our boundaries and the frameworks that we have established in our life. This could be with boundaries with others, with ourselves, relationship to work, balance, routines, time management, scheduling. What are the frames, the structures that are helping us to run our lives and live our lives? For this reading, we had an inspired action of a daily practice. This came through as just a 1-page table, 2 columns. Column number 1, you do at night. So you do this activity like end of day or right before bed. Column number 1, what didn't work for me today? We're just asking this broad question. This could be literally any area of life. This could be relationships. It could be work. It could be health, fitness, family, friends, whatever it is. What didn't work for me today? Meaning, what didn't serve me? When it comes to these boundaries, frameworks, and structures, we're keeping that question broad. What is coming in? And then once we see what we've written down, it can just be a couple words. The second column, what can I do tomorrow to adjust? We're identifying, here's the issue. Here's what didn't work for me today. This did not help me in any way. And now how can I make a simple adjustment tomorrow to counteract that, resolve that, prevent that from coming up again? I don't need a repeat of that thing that didn't work. Next night, do the same thing. What didn't work today? It could be the same topic, could be a different topic. That's why we're keeping the question broad. What didn't work for me today? Take full inventory of your day. Pick the one thing. What really was the thing that didn't work for me? The goal here is to not be discouraged. We are taking a moment. This could be 1 minute that we're doing this exercise. What is going on in my life? Let me be fully present in my life. Let me think about the infrastructure, how I'm spending my time. This is like the invisible string, the scaffolding of my life. What's not working? And specifically, what didn't work today? When we keep doing this each day, we may find a pattern, and then we can break that pattern. We may find, oh, well, that isn't working and that isn't working. And whoa, okay, now that I see that written down, that's really going to help me to know what needs to change or what things are outside of my control. I can't change those things. That was just like a fluke of a thing that happened. It will help us with processing. So we don't want to be discouraged by this because we're not supposed to wake up each day and live it perfectly. We're supposed to have these check-ins. And what this does is it reinforces the framework that we have that's working. So what came in is the main framework that we have, or the vision that we have for our structure, is great. And we are aligned. However, we have this power sander. We're making an adjustment each day into the next day. Okay, well, that didn't work. I need to soften that edge. I need to take a little bit off over here. And we're just taking a step each day. Now, the card that we had was perfect, in my opinion. The new moon in Virgo, trust all will be well. Virgo is all about improvement. It is about making adjustments. The connection to ourselves, let's be in the present moment, that is something that Virgo needs as an earth sign. It's intellectual, it's reflective, it's looking to understand, but it can't all be up here. We have to take a pause. All right, what could I do differently? What's in my power to do just something differently? One small thing. We don't have to change everything. Virgo is inclined to, I'll make this better, I'll make that better. We want to be thoughtful with what is going on here and trust the process, that by the end of the week, we have sanded here, we have sanded there, that our framework is going to come out as it is meant to, that the refinement process will work. And it will work by us showing up each day / each night when we're doing this 1 minute of a check-in for ourselves. The other encouragement that came in to support you in not being discouraged is using some version of this mantra. So I trust that all will be well. I trust the process. I trust that things will work out. I trust that things will be better, whatever it is. Something as relates to trusting the flow and to release some of that tension and control of like needing things to be a certain way. Reading number 2, we had a little jet ski, zip, 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 going left, going right, hardly in any place for long. And what's happening this week is there is a felt impact of us moving from one thing to the next. The water gets displaced when we do that. We feel fine. I'm going here, I'm going there. But others around us are impacted either by our brief or the timing of our presence or by our absence. Because we're in, we're out. That is felt and that is brought to our attention. And we had last quarter moon in Virgo attend to the details. So we're still on that Virgo train, still in earth signs. There is a deterioration that is happening in our relationships that we're not aware of. We need to look at what's going on, read the fine print. If we're just zipping here and zapping there, then we're gonna miss stuff. It was coming across that there was anywhere from 1 to 3 incidences of somebody coming to you or making it apparent that kind of how you're being present or not is not working in some capacity. And so we have our second card, New Moon in Taurus, Know Your Worth. So we have a second earth sign. This one's all about slowing down. So what came through was slow down and linger. And we can use both of these energies together. When we're slowing down, when we're present, more sensory focused, more connected, we can get the information that we need. We can be present in the relationship, make improvements. Knowing our worth. This is valuing our time. If we're treating our time as expendable, I'll go here, I'll go there, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. We're trying to crunch too much in our time. We're not understanding its value. When we know our worth, we are intentional. I'll bring this up. I've heard this idea rather than saying that we are, scheduling our time. We're allotting our time. We're choosing. I'm going to do this here and I'm going to do this for this long because I view this as important. There's just a different framing. I have to get this stuff done. I am choosing to do this. I am opting in to do this because it will help others, help my relationships, allow me to grow, allow me to feel present, calm, neutralized, connected. We make it a choice. So we have that option with this second reading. That's a major lesson. We're slowing down. We're paying attention to what we're doing, how we're impacting other people intentionally or unintentionally. Understanding, hey, if I'm going here and I'm going there, maybe I'm not using my time in the way that I should because of the ripple effect. And because then what that circles back and does for me, you may be thinking, well, I feel fine. And just this person's complaining, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're going to feel that. There's going to be an impact. There's going to be a turnaround. Well, now they're not going to want to talk to us or hang out with us or help out with us. And so we'll have the ramifications of it later. So better to attend to it now, better to slow down. And it helps with our nervous system and our daily function sometimes to just get ourselves to slow a little bit more. 2 Virgos, 1 Taurus, 2 new moons, 1 last quarter. So even just thinking about those energies just in the bottle here. Earth energy is being intentional, being present, connecting to your body. It does feel like really for both of these, they are benefiting us and getting us to take some sort of a pause. For the first reading, it's very short. It's just literally a minute of your time is your pause. For the second one, it's going to vary depending on what's needed at each of these checkpoints and in each of the relationships, but there is a pause that's happening for both. Virgo energy is present for both, for everybody, which is we're trying to improve something. For the first reading, we're improving the frameworks of our life, our routines, our boundaries across any area. And then for the second reading, we're improving our relationships. We're improving specifically our relationships with people and also our relationship with time. Very, very interesting as parallels and intersections. So I can see how people could easily sit between the 2 readings. For Taurus, which was in the second reading, Taurus energy is about connecting to your senses, about moving slowly. There's no rush. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's find peace. It's very pleasure-oriented because of that Venusian energy. For Virgo, I didn't mention this. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So it's very intellectual. So us having a journaling prompt to reflect, to clear our mind. We ground into our body to help clear our mind for Virgos. For the second one, we are talking to people. We are communicating. And that's where the Mercury energy is present as well. So it is completely tied up in a bow for both of them. Perfect. New moon for the first reading. The new thing that we are trying, the practice, the foundation we're trying to establish to call in something that is Virgo better is adjusting our routines, adjusting our boundaries, adjusting our time management. We're making very small changes so that we can reap the benefits at the full moon in Virgo. We can reap the benefits later. We're planting the seeds to be able to grow, and we're watering them each day. For our second reading, we had new moon in Taurus, and the seeds that we are planting are the seeds of the visual that's coming in is, you know that expression, like a watch pot never boils? It's like that, but it's like we're being encouraged to do that. Like just sit and watch the pot boiling. Like that feels like it's a waste of time. But again, we are shifting our relationship with time for the second reading. It's really important that we're going slower. We're doing something that in our zip zap fast brain feels mundane. Those are the things that it's just the adjustment period. It's not that they're actually boring. It's not that they're actually not useful. They are, but we haven't been paying attention to them. And we will reap the benefits when we start shifting and making little adjustments to those relationships with people and with how we are allocating our time. The focus is not hyper productivity for Virgo. That's like a recipe for burnout. We're not trying to do that. It's like, what is not helping me to grow as a person, to be nourished as a person? Because sometimes what's needed for our growth is reading number 2, slowing down, or having a proper diet, having our basic needs met of rest, taking a break from work, setting up boundaries with certain relationships, spending more time or less time with certain people. Like, what I think is nice about the first reading is we're specifically identifying, okay, what's not working? What am I going to do? Great. Next day, we have our small goal. Great for Virgo that we can try to accomplish. And for the second reading, it's much more nuanced, where it's coming as complex. That's because there's other people. There's other people involved 100% of the time. For the first one, you may still have people involved, but it depends on what didn't work for me today is that came up. But the entire premise of the second reading is about the impact on other people. And so there's going to be a lot of variability there because they're going to respond in a certain way depending on what we say or what we do or what we don't say or don't do. But we're still trying to change something. And especially universally, we're changing how we are, again, allocating rather than spending our time. Time doesn't have to be a currency. It can be our power. When we choose to allocate time towards something, we're all in. We have the buy-in. We have the power because we can choose, I am not going to allocate time towards that. That's not know your worth, my time. If you, in particular, are having framework changes for reading number one that are in the relationship area, that's kind of an easy in to say, well, maybe each day you're choosing a small adjustment and they continue just to be related to different relationships, then that can inform what you are doing for the second reading, how you are engaging with and tending to those relationships or being more present. It's medicine. So if you need the double dose of reflection, you could just choose to do both. You may be organically in reading number two and you choose to do reading number one. Let me do this exercise. You may know, you know what I need most is reading number one. I really should do these 1 minute check-ins each night for myself. And then you receive benefits from doing reading number two, specifically on the time management side, because that is a big intersection. Your time management could come up in what's working or not working with your framework for the first reading. And then for the second reading, the value of our time, that could be a really big lesson for certain people. So you could have a through line of relationships being the focus or your time management being the focus. Those feel like those are the main options. And then what happens is the shoe on the other foot by the end of the week. We just have so much more clarity on what's actually going on. It's the tended details. All will be well. We're trusting the process. It's all that Virgo stuff. Because the picture will just be much clearer for us on what's actually going on, as in what we've actually been doing versus not doing to our own detriment. And what's happening around us. How can we really see more and shift the burden that we're placing on ourselves about what our responsibilities are, about what we put on ourselves as a burden of I must do this or I must do that, because that seems like it impacts both ways. So for the first reading, if you're thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that, I got to do these things, then we're missing on opportunities to see what's not working because we're just pushing forward. And we could do things better, a more efficient way. We could delegate, we could stop, we could refocus. And then same thing for the second reading. If we're just plowing forward, zip, 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 we're missing things in our relationships and we are fully disconnecting from time to get our arms around time in a way that will actually allow us to just slow it down. To slow it down and see things more and feel things more.